From deadly laser beams to plasma force fields, here are 9 military weapons that tell us the future is now. Number 9. Swarm bots. Right out of a sci-fi movie, swarm bots are robots that can coordinate their behavior and act together as a group like a beehive. Whether in the air or underwater, scientists are trying to harness the power of the insect world to apply it to everything from healthcare to disaster rescue, mining operations, and of course, military applications. It is no secret the US military has been conducting research on this idea for a while. Swarm bots are relatively inexpensive and could soon play a central role in military strategy. The ONR, the Office of Naval Research, staged a demonstration of their control architecture for Robotic Agent Command and Sensing System in 2014, which involved 13 boats operating without any human control to carry out complicated maneuvers in perfect unison. Smart robots and drones that don't require close supervision could also act as a force multiplier, consisting of relatively cheap and disposable forces that could engage more enemy targets and be more difficult for enemies to try to destroy. A swarm of networked machines sent into an area could monitor and even fight with hostile places without the risk of human life. And even if an enemy managed to knock one of the devices out, the network would be able to compensate and continue to function. Number 8. Plasma force fields. Sounding like something you'd more likely expect to see in Star Trek, plasma force fields are in fact currently being developed and could soon be deployed to defend high-priority assets. Last year, Boeing was granted a patent to develop this technology to protect vehicles from the shock waves that occur as a result of explosions from missiles or improvised devices. The way it works is by heating up the air around the vehicle to very high temperatures, which would absorb the incoming energy from an explosive blast. This is done by filling the area with superheated plasma and controlling the plasma flow by using a magnetic field. The plasma starts to become viscous, forming a dense shield that makes it difficult for matter to pass through. If it doesn't deflect it, then it'll be significantly slowed down. Boeing's plans would mount a device on whatever you were trying to protect, which by using a complex set of sensors would be able to determine the size and speed of the incoming danger, calculate the direction and speed from which the threat would arrive, and project a field to protect against it. The important thing about the way this works is that it doesn't require the field to be ready at all times. It is only created in small areas to protect from specific threats, and so the system is very efficient and longer lasting than others. Number 7. Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System. BAE, in collaboration with the U.S. government, has successfully launched the APKWS, a high-precision rocket system with a semi-active laser-guided mechanism. The weapon system is currently deployed by the U.S. military forces and consists of a point-and-shoot with no external maintenance required. It has wings and folding fins mounted with laser seeker optics. It also has a plug-and-play device that can be fitted onto any weapon system, turning unguided munitions into precision rockets. It has already been used by the U.S. Marine Corps in Iraq and Afghanistan and is supposed to prevent the death of civilians while destroying the intended target. Number 6. Laser Avenger. The U.S. Army and Boeing have united to create a brand new directed energy weapon that emits a highly focused beam of energy. The laser cannon that goes by the name of High Energy Laser Mobile Demonstrator, or HEL-MD, can emit a 10 kilowatt energy laser from a vehicle to take out missiles and mortar shells. Boeing is also working on developing a stronger version that could fire up to 60 kilowatt shots that could dismantle high-range missiles and UAVs like drones. The cool thing about it is that it can be operated with an Xbox controller. While one person drives the truck, the other person sits with a laptop and the Xbox controller to lock on targets and destroy them. Number 5. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. The Marines are testing a robot armed with a machine gun. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, or MARS for short, is an unmanned ground vehicle designed to increase the security of ground forces. These robots would be able to stand in for soldiers during risky missions. MARS is a mini robotic tank developed by a company called Kinetic and can be equipped with a machine gun or a grenade launcher. It has a top speed of about 7 miles per hour for troops to be able to walk next to it. You can control it like a drone using a tactical robotic controller from 1 kilometer away. It is also strong enough to drag a wounded soldier off the battlefield while firing. Its big brother, the RVM Cart, can carry an M134 firing from 2,000 to 3,000 rounds per minute. The Mars offers capabilities that range from the non-lethal to lethal. It can produce sirens and disorienting lasers and has a grenade launcher that can be equipped with various ammunition like tear gas, buckshot, smoke, high explosives, air burst, or replaced with an M240B medium machine gun with 450 7.62 ball rounds. The Marine Corps Warfighting Laboratory hopes to have an unarmed vehicle like Mars for infantry squads by 2018. Number 4. Precision-guided firearms. Tracking Point is an American technology company that created the first PGF. Like a video game, these rifles are capable of nailing targets more than 1,000 yards away. Tracking Point describes the weapon as a smart gun with a trigger wired to the scope so it won't fire until it's locked on the target. They have Wi-Fi and a color display so users can post their shots on the internet. The technology is quite controversial since now just about anybody can be a sniper and shoot something from 1,000 yards away. The Tracking Point scope allows the shooter to tag a target by placing a red dot on it within the crosshairs. Tracking Point charges from $22,500 to $27,500 for the different versions of its bolt-action rifle, which has a 5-round magazine using 300 or 338 caliber ammunition. Cheaper models are now around $5,000. CEO Jason Schaubel, a former Marine captain wounded in Iraq, is hoping to get a contract with the U.S. military, saying that American soldiers could benefit from the long-range accuracy and the Wi-Fi communications features. Number 3. Railguns. What if we had a gun that didn't require gunpowder or explosive? Behold the railgun, a weapon technology that has been under development by BAE Systems on behalf of the U.S. Navy for the past decade at a cost of over $500 million. Railguns use electromagnetic forces to fire instead of chemical propellants and can fire a projectile at 4,500 miles an hour, more than a mile a second. After building up an energy store of around 32 megajoules, the capacitors channel the energy along 2 separate rails, one of which has a positive charge and the other a negative charge, which generates a powerful electromagnetic force that propels a projectile along the rails. The 25-pound projectile being used is non-explosive and consists of tungsten pellets inside an aluminum casing. Along with these benefits are the eliminated need for explosive fuels, which makes weapons preparation and maintenance much safer for its operators. Even though they are inexpensive, they require a power plant that generates 25 megawatts, enough electricity to power 18,750 homes. The military is looking into its potential as a cheaper missile defense system, maybe within the next 10 years. They would be able to take out almost any threat from airplanes, missiles, tanks, you name it. The main problem is that they have a tendency to tear themselves apart when firing because of the extreme temperatures and pressures generated. They are also limited by the amount of power they need to operate, but rapid advancements in power generation techniques and strong alloy fabrication mean insiders don't feel as if it will be too long before these monstrous weapons are installed on large battleships. Number 2. The Active Denial System. Also known as the heat ray, the Active Denial System is a non-lethal energy weapon that fires a beam of radiation. Designed by the U.S. military as a counter-personnel system to be used in crowd control and security scenarios, it makes people feel like their skin is burning without causing permanent damage. Unlike tactics that involve kinetic energy, such as rubber rounds, beanbags, or water cannon that can cause serious injury, the ADS works by firing a high-powered beam of 95 gigahertz waves at its targets. This beam functions in a similar way to a microwave and excites the water molecules of the target, aka the person, causing an instant heating effect. The frequency of the beam only penetrates the top layers of human skin, so even though it can cause blisters in rare cases, the target would only feel an uncomfortable amount of heat and back off. The military have tested this weapon on over 13,000 volunteers, so they are confident that side effects are limited and the weapon is fully safe to use as a crowd control device. The current versions of the ADS are large, but continual development is looking for ways to reduce the size and power consumption of the unit to make it more portable. The system has been deployed in war situations already, with NATO confirming it was present in Afghanistan in 2010, but it was never used against enemy forces. Smaller versions developed by a company called Pantheon are available for use by police and prison authorities across the United States, with LA County Jail having installed one on their ceiling. Number 1. Laser Weapon System. Spurred on by the rapid increase in the number of drones, both for military and domestic use, the Laser Weapon System, or LAWS, is a directed energy weapon that was developed by the U.S. Navy. This $40 million prototype system is able to punch holes through UAVs with a 30-kilowatt photon beam. Designed as a defensive solution, LAWS emits an infrared beam from a solid-state laser array that targets threats with the intention of either destroying or disabling its systems. Power outputs of the weapon can be adjusted with a maximum output of 30,000 watts. It can be fired very quickly, being able to disable a drone in a matter of seconds, and can engage automatically without the need for human operation. The Navy installed the first prototype of this laser weapon on the amphibious USS Ponce in 2014, and it has reportedly incapacitated unmanned aerial drones as well as simulated small boat attackers. It's also very cost-efficient compared to other weaponry. One laser shot costs just about $1. With the number of drones that are out there in the hands of whoever can afford them, this type of defense that the LAWS offers will be invaluable in the future to protect military assets, airports, and every other high-profile target. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. Click here for more videos. See you next time. Bye!